how to accredit college, let us have a ratio. Ratio of the unemployability within 5 or 10 years. Within 5 or 10 years, how many students passed out? And what is their unemployability, rate of unemployability? If the rate of unemployability is good enough, the standard is not that good. If the rate of unemployment is low, the college has a good potential. For example, they have given the idea of the Stevenson College, they have given the Delhi University, they have evaluated. Sudhanshu Bhushan was among the part of that survey. They have shown the ratio of the Delhi University last 5 or 10 years, rate of unemployment. So maybe gradually these things are coming to our institutions as well. So these are the issues I am talking for your benefits. So I request all the research persons here to discuss all these things.
Our whole discussion will be on these 3 words. The first word is the administration. Let us see what is an administration. The function of an administrator. The function of an administrator are this planning, organizing, staffing and directing. So when you are an administrator, then for a job you have to decide the goals, you have to see the objectives and the course of action to be taken. You have to organize the work. If needed, you have to divide the work so that it is in a manageable situation and it can be managed by small groups. Then staffing, you have to give the right person for the right job. Then the directing, you have to guide them. You need also to coordinate with the various departments because you cannot be isolated. Need to monitor the progress of the work, review the performance, and then control. You have to give a control, a midterm control. Otherwise, the decision, the implementation may go astray. Then finally, you have to decide. And when you decide, it is top to everybody. But decision you should take. The other function of the administrator, which are behavioral in nature, inspiring the people, motivate them, lead them, train them, develop them with their academic knowledge, and empower them with facilities. So, as I have said, it is not our topic is not administration alone; it is academic administration. So the second word is the academic. So this academic word indirectly means that we are doing administration not elsewhere but in an academic institution or in a research organization. And in this research organization or the academic institution, we have got 4 types of people. So these 4 types of people with whom we are administering are the teachers and the researchers, officers and the staff. These are 2 groups. Teachers and officers, 2 groups. Then the students and the research scholars and the public. And all of them has their own characteristics. You can very well understand a teacher is having different, teacher is different from the officers, officer is different from the student and even the teachers, and the public is little different. So, this I am going to read out. Whereas the general administration is involved, in general involves the public, the academic administration involves teachers and researchers, officers and staff, and the students and the scholar in addition to public. And whereas the general administration basically deals with social upliftment of the public to make them happier in life, academic administration deals with mainly academic upliftment of the students and scholars and to make them competent to establish themselves in their life and to facilitate the researcher to attain their goal. So that was what the public administration and general administration means, and that is why academic administration being different from the public administration is critical in nature. Above that we have the word quality. Indirectly we should have quality in our administration which is academic in nature. So this is what we have to understand. Whenever we are doing some administration in an educational institution, this is the most important concept in our mind. We should have quality in our administration which is academic in nature. Now, This academic administration being different from public administration, we need people which are specialized in job. As you know, for the post of principal, it is not the IAS officer or ACS officer, it is the teachers who will be appointed as the principals. You can say that most of the administrators in the educational line, they have about the government, the colleges and universities, it is the teachers who are working. Yes, I understand that the registrar of the university sometimes be an ACS officer. But I also understand that when the government select that ACS officer to make the registrar of an university, they think twice. They think a lot about the person to whom they are going to propose, because he should have that academic intuition in their mind so that he can work well in an academic institution. Even in some of the IITs earlier, an army colonel or the brigadier was made the registrar. Way back in 2000, around 2000, most 2 or 3 IITs had lieutenant colonels as the registrar, but later on, nowadays, I hardly know anyone is there, because these army people, they cannot run an academic institution in general, in particular. Now coming to our topic C, what is the common management rules and etc. For that one, let us see what actually we do in college and university. We have got 4 types of job. One is the personal matters of the teachers and staff, other is the institutional matters, third one is the academic matters, and the fourth one is the students matters. So personal matters, we know it is simple. I am not going to explain this: leave, promotion, etc. etc. Institutional matter is the recruitment, the web page operating, store and purchasing, construction, development of work culture, RTI, affiliate collaboration, or the communication with the universities for affiliation, and etc. etc. And academic matters, affiliation, then arrangement for the NAC visit, course and syllabus, individual as administrator. So you should have a formidable and winning team. If you do not have, make it. Because you will be knowing your people. Mainly the people whom you are going to use for implementation. Because you are not going to do all the jobs. As an administrator, you are not going to. You are going to delegate this one to somebody, and you will only monitor, and also the planning and etc. Of course, you will do. You should know how to make the things effective. Implementation of the things become different, and to make it effective, there may be more than one part, but you have to know the best one. So there are so many hazardness, so you remove them, you get the second one. Clean your workplace and equipments and get them clean. I am not saying that we should clean sometimes, but for me, I clean my own computer or laptop. I do not clean the floor, but I clean my own computer and laptop. You can do that, and that is an example for others. Then you will love to work. Arrange necessary items in a good order so that one can use them easily. In fact, not only arrange, when doing the things. I will just tell you one thing. You might say that it is a very, very small thing. This I learned from one of my IIT colleague. He said that this is the page, and there are 2 pages. I stapled that one. We give in a straight manner. Sometimes somebody give in a corner to corner manner. He said it is wrong. It should be in this manner. So suppose now it should be like this, so that you can change the pages without carrying that one. And that is what he says. Maintain one's workplace so that it is productive and comfortable. Of course, it should be comfortable. Only then it will become productive. And people should have good habits, good working habits. Of course, these days it is very good. There is no smoking, there is no sada. And in some places, of course, they have got smoking areas differently. Understanding any issues. For that one, you have to know the rules and the new Execution Policy 2020 has propagated three words, light and tight rules. So our rule should be simple, but it should be tight. Now, rules, this is my own opinion, and I have been using this concept at my office. There are rules and rules. There are two kinds of rules. Some of the rules are hard and fast rules. You cannot ignore them. And some of the rules are rules for guidance. Like going by the left-hand side of the road is a hard and fast rule because otherwise you will meet an accident. Obeying the rules of financial rules as per government policy or the GFR, it is a hard and fast rule because otherwise you will be in problem. You will be blamed for the money, misuse of the money.
You are first to study the structure of the physical structure and other structure of the organization. And if some structure are lacking, you are to do something for that structure, lacking structure, so that all structure, it may be physical structure, financial structure, or other structure that are fulfill up to the norms. Then when the structures are formed, you are to give those group of peoples some responsibility, and you are to rely upon them, and you are to explain them the goal of your organization or goal of your college. Then you are to create the climate of the organization, climate of the college. You are to bring a culture in the organization. It will be the culture of academic networks, spirit of academic ethics, academic environment, and others. You are to identify what are the issues, those to be addressed immediately. Then you are to categorize the issues and improve efficiency to handle the issues. And lastly, in the first session, Dr. Raj has said you have to make self-evaluation, and if you are satisfied, then you are a good administrator. So, in the morning session, Dr. Raj has explained about the rules, about the activities you have to perform, which may vary region to region, college to college. So I will stick to some other rules that you cannot deviate from those rules, or you may say those are the traditional rules. You know, as administrator, academic administrator or administration, you are to obey the Constitution of India. In the Constitution of India, all citizens are guaranteed regarding the justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Rules are named as fundamental rules, and some are subsidiary rules. I think you are aware of a book, FR and SR. So fundamental rules, all fundamental rules are applicable to the government servants. So in the fundamental rules, mainly principles are discussed, and in the subsidiary rules, that is procedure in regards to the matter. So in the fundamental rules, principles are discussed, and in the subsidiary rules, how it is implemented, that is discussed. So I am not going to discuss all the fundamental rules. As education administrator or a simple administrator, what are the basic things you are to know? If you do not know these basic things, then you will have to rely upon your office assistant, and if office assistant does not know, then you will have to face troubles. Compensatory allowance granted to meet personal expenditure. Suppose such situation arise, an employee has to be granted expenditure, his personal expenditure incurred in the interest of public service, then those expenditure will be termed as compensatory allowance. Allowance can be granted, but his expenditure must be in the interest of public service. নিজৰ interest কাৰণে কৰিলে নহ'ব. So let me define foreign service. What is foreign service? Without duty, he is not entitled for leave, and leave is not matter of right. It can be revoked even after sanction of the leave. কোনোবা টিচাৰ কলেজলৈ অহা নাই যে মোৰ লিভ আছে বা লিভৰ কাৰণে এখন এপ্লিকেশ্যন দিছে, এপ্লিকেশ্যনখন দিলেই তেওঁ লিভ পাব পাৰে, লিভ নাপাব পাৰে, লিভ চেংচনিং অথৰিটি ছেটিছফাই হ'ব পাৰে, নহ'ব পাৰে। গতিকে আৰু লিভটো মেটাৰ অফ ৰাইট নহয়, চেংচনিং অথৰিটি যদি বেলেগ ডিউটি থাকে লিভ তাক নিদিব পাৰে।